Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome back. It's day 18, believe it or not, of my 30-day video challenge. As most of you know, the last couple of days I've been sharing little bits of wisdom and tidbits of insight I've been gleaning from the book Tribes that I've been reading by Seth Godin. And I find it really pretty interesting how sometimes when you immerse yourself in a book or a program of some sort, where you really just kind of immerse yourself in it, that you find the message that is in that particular book or program that you're in coming out in other areas of your life. And it's just kind of funny how those things happen. And you know, there is no law or no coincidences. It's there for a reason, and it gives you a message that you're supposed to hear, or just reinforces what you're looking into. And so what today is really all about, in terms of what hit me, is last night I sat down with Terry, my wife, and we decided time to sit down and watch a movie. And we decided to watch the movie Milk. Some of you may or may not be familiar with it, but Milk is based on a true story. And the story essentially is about the first openly gay man who was elected to very prominent public political office in San Francisco. And it occurred in history in the late 70s, a time when gay rights and equal rights were just really starting to form themselves, and there was a lot of backlash going on between the differing cultures in the communities. Well, shortly into this movie, I found myself really seeing the messages of Seth Godin's book, Tribes, coming in here. And that's what I wanted to share about today, because there was a line very early in the movie where Sean Penn, who was playing Harvey Milk, somebody had asked him if he was really counting on winning the election that he was running for city supervisor in the city of San Francisco. And he said, you know, it's really not about winning the election, it's really about the movement. And that really struck me. And of course, the movement for him was all about gay rights and what that brought to this country. And I looked back into Tribes and thought about it for a second. And one of the things I found was that really, when people are leaders, the difference between telling people what to do and inciting a movement is really what a great leader is all about. And this movie really portrayed Harvey Milk as inciting a movement. It took him 4 tries at the election before he was actually elected. But each year, when the election came up, the movement got a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. And the year that he won the election, it was a national movement. And there was a big hoopla here in California. At the time, I was living in Wisconsin, didn't know anything about it, but my wife Terry grew up here and was completely aware of it. She remembered when all of this occurred. And for those of you who haven't seen the movie, I would definitely recommend you go out and get a copy of it and watch it. It's a great story, and it's a great illustration of how tribes have been around in our lives and civilization for a very long time. So I don't want to ruin the ending for you and tell you what happened, but it's a great story. And the point I'm trying to make here is that it's really the movement and what that movement can do and what it can generate. It became a national event and a national thing that occurred here, a nationwide coverage on the election as to what happened. And shortly after that is really what panned out in the movie. And I don't want to tell it what that is in case you haven't seen the movie. But again, it was national headlines. And my wife, who was just out of high school, was like, I remember that. I remember that. So it was a big event. And Harvey Milk was a person who led a movement. And that movement has forever changed the culture of our society. Just like MLK, Dr. Martin Luther King, changed the culture of our society. That's what being a tribe leader is really all about. It's inciting a movement and creating something grand and something great. It was a simple story, a wonderfully entertaining movie, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend you, if you haven't seen it, to go out and rent it. You can get it at any of the rental stores or through Netflix. Just enjoy it and realize it's just a true story, and look at how it correlates and parallels to the story of tribes that Seth Godin talks about. So hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Thanks.